to the Fired Up with CJ show. Today we're going to help you with virtually any kind of problem that you're having. Are you feeling anxious and stressed? Do you have a headache? Do you have a back pain? Can you not get it up? What's bothering you? What do you need help with? And we are going to show you how to do this. We have a YouTube video and also the simultaneous radio interview in which we're going to talk to you about how you can use acupressure to help all the things that I just mentioned. So welcome, Michael. We have Michael Goff, and he's going to be talking about his acupressure.
Well, it's not my acupressure. It's thousands of years old. I mean, I can give you pressure if you want pressure. This is special in that it's thousands of years old. It's not mine.
Yes.
It originated in ancient China, further developed in Japan, and basically it is based on instinct. I mean, how did they find all of these pressure points, which are also trigger points? We'll talk all about that. Like, what is it about? How did it originate? How did they find this? What does it do? You know?
Right. Yeah.
And so it's really, really exciting to know even just a few points, and you'll learn this in the next hour. I will show you specific points, how to press them, how to find them, and what they're good for.
Yeah, and we're going to be talking about it on the radio and also in the video. So we'll have to be able to explain it to both people who cannot see, but also go to the YouTube video so you can see it as well. Okay, so tell us, what is acupressure first for those who aren't familiar with it?
Acupressure uses the same points as acupuncture, but it uses your hands instead of needles. So same points, exact points. In fact, acupressure came way before acupuncture because, you know, the Chinese, the Japanese, Korean, they had their hands way before they developed needles.
Right.
And as I said before, it's instinctive to hold your points. You know, when you're stressed, whether it's in your back or your shoulders or your neck, when it's aching, you tend to want to massage it.
Yeah.
And you want to press it. And it helps. But if you know the acupressure points, when you are doing this massage to yourself, you can really nip it in the bud and relieve your aches and pains so much more effectively.
And how is it working? How is it that you can press a point? I know there's all these different kind of points and things that we naturally do when we are feeling stress. How does working or massaging these points, how does it actually work? So let's take two examples. Either, let's say that I'm actually I'm really tired all the time. I have chronic fatigue. How does it work? How does acupressure work?
Well, it works using a system of energy, which the Chinese call qi. And you might have heard of Tai Chi, which uses movement to get the energy flowing. And there is Aikido, and the ki, see, in Chinese, this healing energy is called qi in China. But in Japan, with Aikido, ki is the life force, the name of the life force in Japanese. So in every culture, we call it life force, we call it bioelectrical energy, we've called it orgone energy, Reichian therapy calls it that. It's all the same thing. It's the vital essence that flows through our body along specific pathways. And what are the points? That's really important. Like, okay, what is an acupressure point? A point has a high electrical conductivity at the surface of the skin. So when the point is blocked, the energy can't go through. And if the energy can't go through, it's not able to, your body isn't able to function optimally.
Why not? Why? Because there's no life force coming through you? I mean, I guess that's the simplest explanation of it, right?
Exactly. So when you're, let's just say you're depressed. I mean, this is, okay, then your energy's depressed. And if your energy's depressed, your source of the energy is depressed. I bet you anything, the next time you're depressed, or feel lethargic or tired or stiff or just yucky.
Right.
And you wake up in the morning and you're just feeling terrible.
Right.
So I'll tell you, I bet you anything, your breath is depressed because your breath is the source of the life force. And so go ahead, take a deep breath, everybody. Oh, and then let's just let it all out.
Right.
And let's just do it again. Nice, but let all your breath out. So all the old goes out. And take a swift inhale, deep breath. Really deep. Hold it for a couple seconds to assimilate the oxygen. Now, that oxygen is the life force. And that life force moves through your body in specific pathways. Where does it get blocked? At the acupressure points.
Can I exhale? I've been holding the breath the whole time. You didn't tell me to exhale. Okay, so I'm holding a breath, but then what's happening is if it's getting blocked, the energy is not. It's like a stone going through a river, like some big boulder in a river, and it can't go through. It's not that it's not going through, right? Or is it just going through less effectively because there's a blockage?
There's a blockage, and just like a garden hose where it has a kink, the water is trying to pump through, and there's some water, and then there's pressure.
Right.
Oh, why do I have all this pressure in my head? Why do I have all this pressure in my lower back or between my shoulder blades or when my menstrual cycle occurs?
Right.
Why do I have all this pressure and stress and pain? Where is this buildup? Well, the points, the acupressure points, are keys for releasing it, for opening it up. Now, when you release it and you now the key for holding the points, for getting it to release, is the breath. So when I show you these points in this next 45, 50 minutes, breathe slowly and deeply, and you'll really be able to feel it. So what I'm saying is, holding the points plus slow, long, deep breaths equals opening the whole healing energy system.
Okay, so there's two.
And when you get that, let me just say this one thing, because you'll love this. I know it. When the energy system flows through your body, the energy is connected with what we call spirit. And so, a lot of people are searching for spirituality. And if your points are blocked, it's just hard to get. You were talking about getting it up. The getting it up that I'm talking about now is the healing energy, is moving it through your body so you feel better. Not just better, but you feel radiant. You feel fabulous.
Right.
Now, what that is spirit. And so if your points are open, and there are special points that are spiritual.
Interesting.
So now, I hope that you're getting a little bit interested in acupressure.
I'm fascinated now. There's so many different things. Okay, so I want to ask two examples. One is like in the case that we've talked about, if you're depressed, if you don't have any energy, there's kind of a blockage of energy. How about in the case where people are kind of hyped up or anxious? Is that also a blockage, or is it something different?
Okay, when you're anxious, again, I bet you $100, $1,000 that your breath is stuck. How many of you feel that you're a shallow breather? It's natural to breathe that shallowly. But but we've been given the gift to be able to control one internal organ, and that is the lungs. So go ahead, take a swift, deep breath. When you're anxious, let me just show you. When you're anxious, I'm going to show you an acupressure point that will help to cut anxiety.
Okay.
And, it works like a charm. So to give you exactly where the point is located, if you go in between your throat and your stomach, right in the center, and I'm going to put a dot right here, which is right in between my nipples.
Yeah, okay, got it. So for women, it's like the nipple line right in the sternum area.
Yeah. So the center of your sternum. The sternum is the breastbone. So feel your breastbone. Where does it begin? Up here. And where does it end? Down here. Draw a line, and right in the center of the line is this dot, which is CV17. And this point, CV17, is called the Sea of Tranquility. Do you get the connection? If you're anxious and you are pressing the Sea of Tranquility. Now look, I went to college.
Good. I'm happy for you.
Study this.
Yes.
But my college, the name of my college was Immaculate Heart College.
Yeah.
And so there's all these women, statues, and around them there's these lilies. And this woman dressed in white, holding this point and looking up to heaven. And it's like, oh my God, yeah, it's divine. Yeah. When you hold this point and you breathe, remember the breath. Let's do it. So hold.
And actually, I want to know when I'm holding, am I just?
Let me just tell everybody that this point, the way to find it is rub up and down, and you're going to find, there's bumps. Go in between the bumps into dips, and the center dip that connects with your heart and helps you to breathe easier. Use all of your fingers and get more than just this point. Use your middle finger where you think the point is. In the dip. Rub.
And am I in a circular pattern, or what am I doing? Or just pushing down?
At first, rub any way you want, just to feel where is the dips, where are the bumps, and go into the dips, the indentations. See, so here's the point. It's in a dip. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm right here.
And then take deep breaths into the pressure.
So I'm like, when I imagine that, when they say in yoga, they say like, imagine you're breathing in and out of this point. Like I'm imagining a nose where it's breathing in and breathing out.
Yeah, and some people that works great for. What I do is I feel the pressure and I breathe into the pressure because I am in my body kinesthetic. And if you're visual, feel like imagine that there's a little hole, like you have a little dolphin or whale hole right here, and breathe into that spout. So there's all kinds of ways to get yourself to go into different points and get it to open up, using your mind as well as pressing the points on your body.
Okay, I'm going to take a nap now. Thanks.
This point is fabulous for calming you.
Yeah, I feel really relaxed.
Continue to hold it as we're talking and breathe deeper than you normally breathe into the sea of tranquility right here. Okay? So you see the point?
Yes, I see. Yeah, for me it's I think right here. I mean, there are a couple of divots in my body, but it seems like that one, there's one that's like kind of below kind of the below kind of near the rib, the upper rib. But there's one that's kind of and then there's one that's above that, and then then it's all bony. It's all bones. So it's just the first dip of those dips. Is that right?
Well, first of all, you want to be in the center between the top of your breastbone. Here's the breastbone.
Yeah, this is my breastbone here.
And the bottom of it.
Right, and this is
right in the center of it. There you go. That's right.
That's the top and bottom. For me, it's like this. And then
Sweetheart, it's in your cleavage.
Oh, no, right. So that's fine. I don't have cleavage. But if I did, it'd be like right here, right? It's right in the center of that. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
If anybody out there knows anatomy, it's in the angle of Louis. That's that's what this dip is called anatomically. But I'm not that much into what I want everybody to get is that, here, try this. Okay. Bring the palms of your hands together. Okay. And now turn a little bit just to the side, just a little bit, so if people are watching. Now with your palms together, bring your hands, the backs of your thumbs against your breastbone.
Okay, like this.
And the knuckle of your thumb will go right to the point.
Yeah, okay.
Do you feel it? And it feels good.
Yeah, it's higher than when I was in... The knuckle of my thumb. Okay, yeah, it's higher than that I was pressing.
Here's another way of saying it. You're going to love this.
Yeah.
You get a good hug. I mean, it's a hug, whether you're lovers or you're friends with this person, but you just give a great embrace. And when you do it, you feel so much love and fulfillment and joy in your heart because of the connection with the person you're hugging. This point is being pressed.
Ah, that's nice.
And then when you breathe into it and your partner breathes into it, and this is whether you're friends or lovers, doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so fulfilling, and you feel such a heart connection with a friend or your lover.
That's nice. All right, so let's try some of the other ones. So how about if you have a headache?
If you have a headache, what do you do instinctively? You tend to go,
I go like this.
Those are points.
Okay.
And some people go like this. You know, they're going like, oh man, I'm having a hard day.
Yeah, so they're pressing in their kind of third eye area in between their
Third eye
eyebrows.
here, but they also might be squeezing in here, like
The bridge of their nose. Yeah.
Have you ever done that kind of squeeze in there? And it's like sometimes your upper sinuses are blocked, and you press these points, and it just helps to release it. But
Yeah, so it's the top bridge of the top bridge of your nose.
Acupressure points.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is what I call a local acupressure point. It's local. It's right there where you have the headache. In here.
Right.
Or in here. Now, in acupressure, we also use the points that are in back of where the problem or the pain is.
Mm-hmm.
So what we'll do is press underneath the base of our skull.
Okay.
So take your thumbs.
Right.
And just place them about 3 inches apart.
Right. So
And feel your skull.
like
Rub
right.
your skull bone, which sticks out.
Yeah.
And then press underneath it into a hollow. Now,
Okay.
as you slowly tilt your head back, you'll be able to feel those hollows open.
Ah.
Yeah. And
Well,
so
that
what
feels
what we can see is only your hair. You've got great hair.
Okay. Sorry. Okay. Like this.
Let's see. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So on your left side, go a little bit lower.
Okay, so I'm actually pressing right at where the base of my bottom of my neck connects with this top bottom of my skull. So
Right.
I'm pressing there. Wow.
Now the pressure for it to be just right needs to be applied gradually. As a beginner, what we tend to want to do is go, oh, it's here. I mean, just
Yeah, that's exactly what I did.
boom. And it's not hitting the points.
Yeah.
That's not acupressure. Acupressure is an art. And so if I really summed up why am I good at this, is because I've trained myself to go into the points gradually, slowly, in applying the pressure. Otherwise, the velocity of the pressure hurts.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't have to.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, if you ease into it slowly, and you slowly tilt your head back. Now here's something that's really far out and fun and effective, which is hold one side with your hands like this. Okay, so thumb on one side, fingers on the other, holding underneath the base of your skull.
Mm-hmm.
While your other hand holds the bridge of your nose, where your nose meets your upper eye socket. Pressing up into the upper eye socket with slow pressure, breathing in as you apply the pressure upward and slightly upward. And as you breathe deeply into the pressure, and you slowly tilt your head back, and breathe slow, even, and deep, it begins to shift your consciousness. It begins to shift your awareness. And it enables you to breathe even deeper. And as you do that, it starts to transform the headache. At first you feel like, yeah, it's kind of working a little bit. Well, you haven't really done it. What is it? What do I mean by doing it? I mean, what you need to do is go into this breath and holding these points for 2 to 3 minutes.
Right.
Sometime even that, there's still residual kind of headache-ish. You've gotten 80% of it, or 70 or whatever, but you still need to do other points. That's not a problem. I mean, hey, are you getting the point?
I am. So it could be, if you have a headache, how quickly before you get relief? I'd assume a couple minutes. Like, it seems like you would feel that, like this, I could feel almost immediately, like, a couple seconds.
It's a very good question, and I'm sure a lot of people are asking that same question. How long is it supposed to take? It takes a different amount of time because we're all different.
Mm-hmm.
And why is that? It's because some of us are really stuck in our expectations. And to relieve and release those expectations, and other people aren't stuck in their expectations, they're stuck in their worry and their doubts.
Mm-hmm.
And so, in order to breathe into the present moment and feel and be in your body and get that fullness and release that worry or release that upset, gee, I really wanted this to happen and I had that expectation and I'm stuck there. To be able to release it, you've got to breathe into it and you've got to let it out. Sometimes you need to yawn.
It's so funny. I was trying not to yawn. I'm like, I'm sorry, I just have to yawn. All that releasing just caused me to yawn.
For you, it's like getting it out through the yawn. And what is that yawn? That yawn is the deeper breath.
Yeah.
And it enables your diaphragmatic muscles, which are in here. Don't tell everybody. But I mean, we got a show to. I have a lot of points to show you.
I'm going to sleep. Look what you've done to me.
Some rejuvenation techniques.
Okay, let's do something about. All right, how about
I actually wrote a whole book on it. I mean, my third book is called Greater Energy at Your Fingertips.
Okay,
there are in acupressure and in acupuncture certain points that can tone and open up healing energies, make you feel more vital.
Okay.
Learn that.
Okay, teach me those because I need that now before I take a nap on the show. So I'm so relaxed. You've got me like post massage. I'm like, all right, now what are we talking about? So what's one that can kind of lift my energy?
I'll show you one that will get 6 points on both sides at the same time. Take your hands like this.
Okay.
Let me see your paws. Now rotate your hands on your wrists. Now that's not pressing any points.
Yes.
But rotate slower and take deep breaths through your nose. Now what does this do? Now rotate the other direction. What does this do? The rotation, the movement, presses points in your wrists. And these points balance the healing energy in your meridians. They're called the source points. Now do that with your feet. Rotate now your feet on your ankles.
Okay.
And as you do this, take a couple of deep breaths.
So I'm going to be doing this. Rotating my feet. This is like the worst episode ever. Rotating my feet back and forth. Okay, doing that. Breathing.
But there's more.
Okay, there's more. But I actually do. When I was rotating my wrist, I could feel energy coming up through my back. Interestingly.
Very interesting, huh?
Yeah.
That was kind of like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
I mean, energy's flowing there, and I pressed, and I was going here, and I was, so,
What's
next
that,
time.
Michael? Why's that happening?
Because of the energy flow. The meridians are connected, and that's why you can press a point here, and it will stimulate and relieve all different areas of your body, because the meridian that goes through this point travels to other places in the body. So that's why you get these miraculous, amazing experiences with acupressure. Because these points, most of them are trigger points that trigger a benefit to other areas.
Now, you showed us a couple different points. There's ones on your hands, there's ones on your face, and then there's ones on your feet, right? Are those like the beginning, like you were saying, those are kind of the beginning or end points of this channel so that you can press any of them? And do they have the same effect?
They all have different effects.
Okay.
Each of the points are we're all, we talk about, he's wired differently, right?
Right.
we have expressions for this. But I want to correct you because I want everybody who's listening to really understand that Yeah, there's points on the hands, there's points on the feet, as you said. And these points are shared by reflexology points. The reflex based on the nervous system. And the acupressure points share and are connected with these reflex points. And that's why if you have or you love foot massage and you've seen foot charts and all that, and you like that whole system, this is a whole system, this system of energy, which is called acupressure. It is a whole network of body points that are on hands, feet, and the entire body. Here, I want to give you an example. In the martial art, a very special, powerful point that's taught in the martial arts for energy. I mean, if you do martial arts, you need to have, it's physical, right? Yeah. And to protect yourself. So, in your teacher, if you've been in the martial arts, has probably taught you this point right here.
Your dantian.
And dantian, which is right here. Now that's 2 finger widths below your belly button. And it's in deep. When you're standing and you bend your knees, it helps you sink into your body, and also it gets you more grounded to be able to feel this point. And by grounding, I mean you're more in to be able to feel your body. So right in here, if you were to press in slowly but deeply toward the vertebrae of your back, and press until you feel like, ooh, whoa. Now you gotta go in slow.
Okay, so I'm gonna do this. And you know what? I usually see people when they're doing it, they're standing, knees bent, standing, kind of at that down in martial arts.
This point that's to press when you're lying down in bed.
Okay.
And that's how I do it. And I make myself do it before I go to sleep every night, because this is where your healing energy not only gets blocked, but it's where all of the energies connect. The skin, the kidney, the liver meridians, they all converge at CV6. That's the acupressure point reference number. And this point is called the sea of chi. Now, the chi means energy. So this is the sea of energy in your whole body. So in martial arts, when you just touch it and bring your attention down here, you're that much more powerful. And that's why pressure is taught in the martial arts. Actually, it's been taught in the martial arts to, stun people, to kill people, but that's not my focus. I'm really here to teach you the healing aspects of these points, not to kill them.
Okay, but when you press on this dantian at night, and I understand that it's a nexus of all these points, why do you press on it? What's the benefit? Is it giving you a sense of power when you sleep, or why that before you go to sleep?
Why do I do that? That's such a great question, because I have a very specific agenda and reason why I'm doing that every night. And it's because of what I said. So I want to say it again so you really get it.
Yeah.
It's because this point, CV6, which is 2 finger widths below your belly button, into the center of your belly, is the most powerful point for opening up the healing energy in your body, and that's including sexual energy. Okay. Most people's sexual energy gets blocked here. Now, sexual energy is energy. It's actually healing, and lovers can use it to heal each other. I mean, the teachings in traditional Chinese medicine, in ancient Chinese sexology, is so rich. I mean, they've been into this for over 4,000 years. Right. There's so much to learn. Yeah. So I wrote a book called Acupressure for Lovers.
Yeah.
And, and there's like 400 illustrations showing you the connections that lovers can do. And you can say, but I don't have a lover. Well, you can cultivate your energy to have one. You can cultivate your energy to have, more healing in your life. So
instead of foreplay, basically just press someone's dantian. correct?
No. Sweetheart,
Okay.
throw the baby out with the bathwater. Foreplay is wonderful.
Yes, no,
It
I'm done.
should be cultivated. It should be done slowly. And, and you should caress the points. You should suck the points.
Yeah.
Now, I'm talking about lovers. When I'm talking to health professionals and I'm talking to massage therapists, none of this is completely different teachings.
Right.
I want there to be a real, a very different separation, because you can cultivate your sexual energy through acupressure.
Right.
As I said, ever since the Yellow Emperor in China, he was interested in three things. He was interested in health, longevity, and sex.
Okay.
And not in that order.
Okay, fair enough.
And he propelled the whole culture in China. This is so effective. Why do you think there's so many people over there? It's because stuff works.
Okay, what do you do if you don't want to use medicines and you want to actually have a little bit more virility as a guy? Because I did promise that we'd show people how to get it up. So what points would you press?
Well, you did. Oh,
I just am going right for it. Not shy, not demure.
We haven't disappointed anybody.
Okay.
You know why? Because the point we just went over is one of the key points where sexual energy blocks.
Okay, so that's
Okay, I'm going to make it really easy. My heart of heart in teaching this and sharing it and all this is to give you the tools to be able to help yourself. Yeah, if you want to be able to be more potent, if you have trouble with premature ejaculation, use these points, and I'm going to direct you to them right now.
Okay.
Between your belly button and your pubic bone, right in the center, are 6 acupressure points. Think of them as buttons, and just go into each one slowly, and they're deep. Most of the acupressure points you just need to press about 1/4 of an inch. Okay, but these points you need to slowly go in deeper than that, up to about 1/2 of an inch. And if you're really healthy and you cultivate and you have done Tai Chi or meditation or body work or Qigong, particularly Qigong, then your heat energy is developed and you can go even deeper into your breath and into releasing these points. Now, there's also points in the groin. So if you bent your leg, this is harder to show because of so where you bend your leg, it forms a crease. And in the crease, there is an acupressure point.
Yeah, I can feel it sore. I do running. It must be because of that. I feel that.
It could be because of the running, and it could be just because this point needs attention. Soreness, and this is one of your questions that you're not even, you and I are on such an incredible, awesome roll that we're covering the questions that you prepared like spontaneously.
I know.
What is soreness? Soreness is an indication that the point is blocked. So it would be great to give some attention to those points.
Right.
Now, these points are also great for opening up menstrual flow. So when a woman is got cramping or has PMS, I use these points. On an acupressure chart, it would be SP 12 and 13. And they're called the rushing door points. So now let me give you, those of you that have done yoga before, there's different ways of doing locust pose. Locust, when I do it, I put my fists here. Now, some people, when they do it, they put their fists like this, just like this. And I'm going to tilt this down a little bit so you can see.
Right.
Some people do it like this, and they're more inside, just offside of the pubic bone.
Right.
And other people apply the pressure here. And then when you lie down with your hands there onto your belly, and then I tuck my chin into the hollow of my chest so that my neck is elongated. Inhale, and I bring my legs up into locust pose, long, deep breathing. Now, if you do this is very, very powerful. You do this, afterwards you really have to relax deep for a few minutes. Most people have, if you're in a yoga class, you respect the power and grace of the yoga, because your teacher will guide you at the end of your class to deeply relax. Now, what is that all about? Because in the yoga postures, naturally press, powerfully press the acupressure points, the chi, the life force is moving through your body. And when I took yoga classes, it's not like I don't take them anymore, it's just that, wow, when I do yoga, whoa, I get such a rush. It is such a high.
Right.
I mean, that's why I stuck with it. I mean, because for me, yoga it hurt.
Yeah.
It was hard.
Yeah.
It was really hard. I was so stiff.
Right.
So, I mean, why should you, I'm not masochistic. I'm not like, I don't like pain.
Yeah.
But I do like that high. It's a beautiful, unbelievable, transformational high. Now, what is that high? That high is the flow of this life force that's flowing through the acupressure points. In the yoga postures, especially this one, locust pose, stimulates that point. Now,
locust pose is when you put your feet on top of your you put your feet on top of your thighs, right? That one. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
You gotta go like this.
Yes. Yes, and then you do it on the other side too. Don't show us the other one; it looks too painful.
Well, in a chair, it's a little bit difficult.
Yeah, I sit that way all the time. I actually find it comfortable, oddly.
So, every single yoga posture, every single asana presses specific points. And that's what I wrote my first book on. It's called Acu Yoga.
Ah, love it.
But, what's really important for people to get is, from me, is that because my intention is to give the public this healing information, I made sure that all my books have tremendous amounts of very clear illustrations.
Right.
So for Acu Yoga, you see the posture, the picture posture, but right next to it, you see what points are being pressed in that asana. And so you get the point.
Yes, exactly. All right. How about some of the other ones? We've talked about how this may be one for anxiety and stress. Is that also what you would press for depression? What would you do if you're feeling depressed, kind of low energy, chronic fatigue, that kind of situation?
So I would definitely use this point.
This point still.
Oh, absolutely. I would use this point in my daily life if I tended to get depressed. It's like, oh, I think a headache's coming on. Oh, I think my depression's coming on. You can nip it in the bud with acupressure if you listen to your body. And beforehand you think, I think I'm getting sluggish. I think I'm really getting depressed about this or that. So hold this point, and what does it do? It enables you to have a focus for your breathing. Do you feel it? Well, as soon as I said that, and then when you focus on breathing slow, even, and deep, as you hold this point, especially if your breath is deeper, slower. Why is that? It's physiologic, and it's chemical, and it's scientific. What breathing deeply and slower does is it enables your body to get the chi, to get the oxygen, not so fast, because if you're slowing it down, the breath, the bronchioles are able to assimilate the oxygen that you breathe. Now, what does this point do? It opens up the chest so do all these points here. So now I'm going to get to the heart of your question, which is what other points for depression?
Yeah.
Which is really what you wanted me to show you.
Yeah.
And we went right into here, but let's go on because I'm sure people want to know. Now, cross your hands like this.
Okay, like this.
And,
Yep.
Yeah, and hold your collarbone. Feel for it.
Okay.
Okay, rub and feel for it. And now go just about half of an inch. Now you're on the outer part of your chest, and you're going down beneath your collarbone to basically your chest muscles.
Yeah, that feels good.
And rub to feel, where is it tight or sore?
Mm-hmm.
Some people are more tight and some people are more sore. But press in different spots that are about half of an inch below your collarbone.
Yeah, I can feel it. And it feels sore.
Now let's do it a different way. Take your right hand and put it onto the crease of your left armpit.
Okay, like right here, like almost where my shirt crease is.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, if you were naked and your arm was down, you would see a crease where your armpit is. I'm saying put your finger there with your opposite hand. Okay, now go up and slightly inward, going up towards
the wow. Wow, that's sore.
And it'll take you right to that sore spot.
Yes.
If you press in. That is lung 1, the first point on the lung meridian, and it's a great antidepressant point. Why? Because in traditional Chinese medicine, this point on your outer part of your chest, where it's either tense or sore, this is where it can enable you to breathe deeper.
Oh, so you get more oxygen.
Breathe deeper, your breath is no longer depressed.
Yeah.
And instantly, oh my God, I feel better.
Yeah.
Are you getting the point?
I am getting the point. And what's interesting is, now you had me first go on the left side, but I assume you want to do it on both sides, right? Is it always a symmetrical situation where if you're rubbing one point, I'm doing this on my left side, I want to do on my right side too?
Right, correct.
Okay.
And you can do one side at a time. Let's say you're on the phone and you've got your hand on an,
Yeah, you're making me depressed. Hi.
Yeah, right. Lovely.
Yeah, what is the bill going to be?
I know you're getting anxious about that bill, that bill, so hold your tranquility.
Exactly.
I think these points are going to come in handy. By the way, this point that I just showed you or guided you to on the upper part of your chest, called LU1, lung 1, first point on the lung meridian, which helps to open up the lungs. The name of the point is the point for letting go.
Oh, man.
Now, that has a spiritual aspect to it, too, because, a lot of us, if you're holding on, it's hard for spirit to move into your body. And the source of the spirit is your breath. And this point invites the breath to come in. And it helps you to let go. The lungs in Chinese medicine are connected with its partner. The partner of the lungs is the large intestine. So when you get the lungs to move, it also helps you eliminate. So to let go of your shit.
Literally.
Yeah, I mean, and we were talking about depression. I mean, I don't know what could be more depressing than just to be holding on to all that stuff.
Right.
Physically in your body. I mean, that is not how we're meant to live.
Right.
So, a lot of people drink prune juice, and that's great. But there's certain points, and we just talked about the point below the belly button.
Right, the dantian.
Now, this is the local point, the dantian. This is the point. If you have constipation ever in your life, press this point. It will work fairly immediately.
Wow.
But this is another reason why every night I press this point on myself, is to prevent that. I don't want to live a life that's, constipated.
Yeah.
Plus, this point here is preventative in that if you press it on a daily, regular basis, you're toning your colon. You're getting the peristaltic action to work smoothly and well. And it's also one of the great longevity points. So God, if I live as long as my father has lived, he's going to be 95. And I'm 95 and alive.
All right. So let's talk about back pain. I've heard about back pain, neck pain. Are there is it the same point, different points for those kind of, and those are kind of common, chronic problems that people have?
Let me guide you to the lower back, because that's where most people have their, that's where you store it.
Yeah.
Okay, so find your belly button. Take your little fingertips, find your belly button. Go along your waistline, along at the same level as your belly button, all the way around to your spine. Feel your spine. Now go, if you went from here to the outside here, you want to go halfway.
Okay.
And I like to use my fists.
Oh.
If you use your fists, you got to go really slowly.
Okay.
Or you can use your thumbs, or you could use your fingers. Now, what am I feeling? I'm feeling like I'm on the outside of those big, thick, ropey cords. My intention is to press the muscle from the outside of the muscle, approaching it because I'm on the outside of the muscle. Those big, thick, ropey cords when you give somebody a back massage? Get on the outside of them and press on a V toward your belly button.
Oh,
which is to get you to press that muscle from the outside and press the muscle in toward the spine. And that point is called the seat of vitality.
And it's interesting because when I'm doing that, and when I'm even just by putting my hands there and I'm leaning back on the chair, it's kind of going deeper and deeper, kind of allowing me to do that.
Good.
Yeah, that feels good. And there's all sorts of other things I saw, like there's mats and fingers and wristbands.
Let's not go into all that paraphernalia.
Okay.
Let's not go into all those devices when we have such a rich source, which I just want to basically praise you for what you just said just about a half a minute ago, which is you started to fiddle around with these points, and you found a way to use knuckles and use your chair to kind of wedge pressure into the point. And that is so effective. And you need no other devices and spend any more money. Once you learn the points, you're free. And you are doing it yourself. I mean, I'll be glad to talk about these.
Okay, we don't have to talk about that. Okay, let's talk about neck pain. That's another one. That kind of like this kind of chronic neck pain. Is there something that you would recommend for that?
Absolutely. I mean, why do we get so much chronic neck stiffness and pain? It's because all the meridians need to move through the neck in order to get to the brain. It makes sense that the meridians are going to go into the brain. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that. So there are so many. Look, I was born in the city of the angels, so I can relate to freeways. So I think of these meridians as freeways, energy systems that are flowing through, going from the back, from the arm, all the way up into the neck.
Right.
And where you have intersections of traffic and energy, or I just use that as an analogy so you can understand, where meridians cross, there's going to be the potential for more blockage.
Okay, got it.
So these points, in traditional Chinese medicine, they call these points the windows of the sky. And they talk about these points as windows. Well, what goes through the window? Light. And that is a metaphor for me for spiritual energy and for spiritual awareness. If you're stuck and you put light on just consciousness, awareness on something that you're stuck about, it just opens up. Now, when we do this, we're going to all right now open up. I'm not going to show you just one point. I'm going to show you how to release all the acupressure points.
Okay.
So let's do it together.
Okay.
And this releases all of the windows of the sky. And so all you have to do is follow along with me.
Okay.
We're going to interlace our fingers like this in front of us. But now that you've done that, I want you to actually do it behind your neck.
Okay.
So interlace your fingers behind your neck.
Okay, like this.
Right.
Okay.
And bring them closer together. And bring your hands, because they're probably touching your skull a little bit. So bring them a little lower.
A little bit lower, okay.
A little bit lower, so they're pretty much only on the neck.
Okay,
now,
got it.
Bring your elbows up and inhale. And bring your elbows downward and closer together as you exhale. That's it.
Am I bending my head down?
Yeah, your head comes down with it. Inhale as your head comes up slowly and your elbows come up and out. And exhale and slowly come down. Bringing your elbows as close as they'll go. Some people can touch, I can't.
Yeah, I can't.
But what this does, and I'll tell you in a second. Inhale
like
and
this.
come up.
This is what it's like.
Inhale, come on. You're doing great because I'm doing the opposite of what you're doing if anybody's watching.
Okay.
So we're doing this is called the neck press. Your elbows are up and out. Your fingers are interlaced behind your head, your neck, and exhale as your elbows slowly come downward and closer together. And this compresses all those muscles to release chronic neck tension. Let's do it one more time. Inhale and come up. Deep breath. Your elbows come up and out. Your head tilts back. So your head, the base of your skull is pressing against the side of your hands. And exhale. The breath goes out. Elbows are coming together. Now in this position, inhale.
Yeah, it feels actually, it does feel better.
This is the most important part. Stay with me.
Okay.
As you exhale, let your head just your hands drop into your lap. Eyes are closed. And just bob your head up and down. Taking some deep breaths. Now once you bring your head back up and inhale, and just continue to breathe as you explore moving your head from side to side.
Crack.
To discover the benefits. Feel your neck and see if that feels a little different.
Yeah, it feels more, actually I hear a lot of cracking. A lot of click, 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 around.
What this does is it enables you to release chronic neck tension.
I've never yawned so much during an interview.
You've never had such a boring guest on.
Oh my God, this has been fabulous. We have Michael Gach, and we've been talking about acupressure. Tell us about your websites, so you have a whole online course that people can take. Tell us a little bit about how we find out about that and take our own course with you live on the internet.
Sure. This is really exciting because for the first time, I'm able to teach people in their own homes. Because I've been able to put together 2 different programs, one for self-treatment and the other one for professionals or people who want to learn how to help others. And that's called the Acupressure Mastery Program. And that is 5-month training program. And people are loving it so much because it's self-paced.
Right.
You can do it whenever you want to. There's nothing where something is absolutely scheduled and you miss it. And even though it's 5 months, I give everybody a whole year because there's so much healing material. There's over 50 videos.
Wow.
Where I'm actually showing you hands-on how to find over 60 acupressure points. Wow. The most important, powerful points to heal another human being. So that's called the Acupressure Mastery Program.
And then how do I find that? What's the website before we close?
Are you going to actually put it on the screen?
Yes, I will, but tell us too for people on the radio who can't see it right now.
Oh, absolutely. It's very easy to get to. It's Acupressure. So
Okay.
that's spelled ACU, and then the word pressure. That's all one word. Acupressure. ACU, and then pressure. PRSSURE.com.
Excellent. Thank
Well,
you
no,
so
you're right
much.
place because you have rainbow buttons on the left. And so if you scroll down, you'll start to learn so much about acupressure. There's a lot of free stuff on the site. There's free articles, there's a blog, and you click on that and you'll see so much free information.
Oh, cool.
So it's my passion to get this out to thousands of people. If you go to my Facebook, you'll see, oh my God, this, and it will have you go to acupressure points. Just type in acupressure points, one word, and you'll go, oh my God, there's over 500,000 people who like this site. And that's because every week I'm showing another point.
Oh, fantastic.
And
Yeah.
people are going, oh my God, you're giving this away? Oh my, I'm going to tell my friends. And that's why, it's gone viral. Go to acupressure.com. And right in front of you, it says, there's an offer to give you 3 free acupressure articles.
Okay.
But in order to get it, you got to put in your email address.
Okay.
Well, what is that going to do? I'm not going to share it with anybody. But what I am going to do is tell you about these online programs and give you some free information.
Okay.
And like for instance, when I start giving you three free videos, and you're going to be like, wow, this is really high quality, great stuff. There's so much information. What's going to come out of those 3 is the 4th that will tell you how to sign up for the
okay, got it.
for the self-care. Then I'll do that also in August for the mastery program.
Okay.
Self-care is really I'm demonstrating how to work on plantar fasciitis.
Right.
And I show the points for it and the techniques to press those points.
Right.
Whereas the mastery, which is longer, it really focuses on key points for 2 months and shows point by point where the point is, what it's good for, how to press it. And then after those 60 points, I start to show you point combinations, which are really point formulas for balancing the energy and the human energy in the body, which you can do on your family and friends.
It means so much to me that you're listening to the show. I would love your support in any way by giving me comments below or to subscribe to the show or share the show with friends. Thank you again for your support. Love and blessings.